greetings. Appreciate everybody. Salute to everybody. If you're on the East Coast, we're on a different time right now. I didn't realize that until I'm in the car, one of my older cars, and I get in there and I'm like, damn, the hell, I had this shit up an hour and a half. So I always put my clocks up a half an hour, and this thing was like 3:30, and I'm like, 3:30? I didn't drive this thing in that long? I didn't fix the clock. And then I said, hold on. Like, I feel like I got a second wind, right? So I said, let me go to Google. This is when, not social media, this is when the internet, excuse me, Google's really good. And I said, when does the time go back? And it was like November 3rd. I'm like, damn, yeah, it's officially November 3rd. I don't like to say dates because, I don't like a video to be old the next day, third day. But anyway, salute to everybody. I hope you're well. Yeah. Whoa. What a miserable society we got here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Shout out to my life story. Mm. Wow. Um, to know this, you have to know this topic. This is a topic that, as an adult, not a child, okay, as an adult, you are going to probably connect. You know what? I didn't realize I was miserable. You probably thought you was just sad. No. Miserable is a terrible, terrible, terrible place to be in. It's like the ultimate. It's like the loser level of sad. It's like beneath sad. Sad and happy coincide, but misery, there's something that is causing that. Some of y'all be like, oh, just a miserable person. Yeah, there's a reason why. It's just nobody realizes this. Like, you can have a miserable person that smokes cigarettes, right? You just see them smoking cigarettes, and that's not the best stress reliever. Um, Let me get straight to this. I don't even want to waste time with this topic. You know what I mean? Shout out to Stephen Topper. Shout out to Trending with Shares. This is a very interesting topic because it's something that the adult human body requires until it doesn't need it anymore. It's scary when you don't even realize this simple little process that really may work to your misery. Now listen, let's not get the two confused. Sad is sad, okay? I'm not telling you to, if you're sad because you lost someone and this is the answer. No, it's that'll bring you in a bad direction. You've seen porn stars out here that are sad and they result to porn. That becomes an addiction now. You're never going to. We're not talking about a fix. This is not about a fix right here, and I know the world is just bouncing up on fixes because that's what we require now. Like, some of y'all don't understand that a fix is not necessarily the medicine. You know, um, when you look at people, and I want you to really understand this, and even, some of you may even have to go back in the day. Some of you can't even go back in the day because you never even experienced this. Some women never even experienced this. There's more women that never experienced this than men. And there's a lot of men that never experienced. A lot of men just don't know what good old loving is. You know what I'm saying? Good old fashioned loving. Because all he doing is paying the woman to do it. That's not going to relieve it. That's just a quick fix. That's equivalent to a cigarette smoker. And a cigarette smoker has to keep smoking cigarettes. Am I lying, ladies and gentlemen? They're going to have to keep smoking cigarettes because The thing is with cigarettes, and I used to do, and I did a lifetime of this, my research on cigarettes, nicotine addiction. I always ask people, what is it about a cigarette that, what does it do for you? And some of them don't even have good answers. Some of them are just like, I'm just used to it. Telling them, some of them, say, I don't even know why I do it. I heard these answers. The best answer I heard thus far is it relieves a little, it relaxes me. And they didn't say it relieves stress, but they did say it relaxed them. And you know what? The nicotine addiction I had to take, that kind of made sense. You know me, I like a good answer. Just answer the question. You know what I'm saying? And don't make excuses. Answer the question. It's just like some people be like, "Yo, Diddy did this." I'm like, "Did you ever meet Diddy?" Like, serious? Have you ever met him? Because in New York, everybody else did. No, I don't. I believe I did. And I'm like, so I mean, really? You understand? Because that question here in the five boroughs in New York City, someone would know where you're going with it. They could back it up. Because they'd be like, yo, my peoples used to be so and so for Kim Porter, and my boy used to be, his bodyguard. I mean, somebody's gonna give you something where they're gonna know Diddy on a level that you don't know because you live in South Dakota. You dig what I'm coming from? So as a cigarette smoker, I prefer to talk to the person that smokes cigarettes. Is that hard? I don't think that's hard. If you smoke cigarettes, I want to know, what does it do for you? And that's the best answer I had ever in my life. It relaxes me. But we look at this state of this whole election and the people, and you look at you got to look at it like this, right? In order for me to know this answer, I have to connect it from my experience in a good way and in a bad way. You understand? In a good and a bad way. As a man gets older, he requires a very large sexual appetite. Now, unlike an older woman, she can go longer and all the above, and her appetite is intense because she's hornier, right? A man is nastier because even if he's not horny, he's nasty. You understand? A man is nasty 24/7. You understand? As a woman, you just don't think about, whose dick am I going to suck today? That's not your mindset. And if it is, it's probably because you're a nympho. You know, a man's mindset is, he wants to put his face in anybody's ass practically. You see an old nigga, you see gray on his face, he's nasty. Okay? Never forget that. If you see any gray hair on a man's face, it's not an assumption, it's a fact. He's filthy and frustrated and very miserable in most cases. That's why he wants all of these demands and accountability. And he wants a woman to be submissive because in the real world, he can't get that. He can't get that package. And you want the package of a loyal man and a man that loves his woman, a man that loves one woman, a man that ain't got no kids, a man that's going to be faithful. These two things that y'all both want are almost impossible to get these days. You do realize that because you want it. See, when you want something so bad, you don't even go by what you need. You dig? The body. R. Kelly had this song. I know this is a terrible time to bring his name up, but I'm just going to say this. There was a song that R. Kelly had, said, "Your body's calling me." And now we think R. Kelly, we think of like, damn, he's talking to some high school kids and shit like that. But no, what it was just a simple thing where there was a time when a man would know if he if his if this woman's body is calling him, he would know that. If you listen to all them 90s songs, them niggas was very, very cocky and confident. Rappers were rappers are always cocky and confident, but R&B singers were cocky and confident. Late, I'm gonna say up until early 2000s, they started to get a little weak once social media came out. But they were very cocky. A man would know back then, she wants me. I could tell. And then he would know, I don't think she's feeling me, but you know what I mean? I'll give it a try. See, the one thing I've learned in my life, that part is cool if you're willing to roll the dice, but you can't roll the dice and then persist to roll the dice when you know what I mean? You fail. If there's a woman and y'all, there's no connection, meaning you're a man, ain't too much connection you need. But if she ain't digging you, don't force it. It'll never work. Because now what ends up happening as a man, especially when you're older, it don't feel good. Because you're trying to push yourself onto somebody, basically. Like now you're going to deplete yourself because it's very frustrating when somebody's not digging you the same way you're digging them. You know what I mean? And you're almost like, yo, what the hell happened? Now you gotta start thinking of the good old days. Right. Your good old days was probably the good old times. Yeah. If you look at the years, yes, all these things was accessible. You start thinking of this current time, 24, 25, it ain't easy. Because on average, the average woman, she looks at a man as a predator. You know what I mean? So it's hard to know if a woman's body's calling you these days because it's harder to read people right now because people don't want to be read. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sonia. So let me give you a case in point of a situation, right? As a man, you should never, if you can't know that a woman's body's calling you, don't force it. Just leave it alone. Because the rejection is going to be worse. The work you put in is going to be 10 times worse. You're going to be these old man driving your car around saying, look at this, look at that. And you know you can't get it. And that's a very horrible feeling when you just look at something and say, damn. And you got to keep passing by because you know you don't have a chance. Now, there was a time where older men were getting younger women. That was a big thing in the 70s, 80s, 90s. It was a big thing. Especially myself, I could look back and see like, damn, that was a big. But now, that was a time when older men were confident. Older men now are not confident. They lack confidence. So when you lack confidence, you create a miserable mind state. It's called misery. Okay, same word, different way. It's a miserable mindset, and when you're miserable, it's worse than sad. Because to be sad, the opposite of sad is happy. But what is the opposite of miserable? There is no opposite. You need medicine for misery. Okay, I promise you. Fuck with a woman that was in a shitty marriage, ain't did no fucking in years, good fucking, have kids, they dealt bad divorce. I promise you, lay some good pipe down to her and see the difference. It's gonna be a whole different level because she's been miserable for so long and didn't realize that good good loving, good human interaction, good physical connection is all that a body needs. Y'all got so caught up on health, milk does the body good. Not even that anymore. Remember that? Now that's a problem. Eat green, This has too much sugar. This is too much salt. I mean, y'all put more effort into shit that makes you more miserable. You know, when is a position of your marriage or relationship and on the outside looking in, it looks great, but inside, y'all are miserable. The bills matter because you're miserable. The weather matters because you're miserable. Everything around you, little shit is going to bother you because you're miserable. And you don't even realize what you need. As a man gets older, he's supposed to have more sexual partners. As a man gets older, he's supposed to have more sexual partners. If you look at these men back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were, but they couldn't wait to get old. Because in order to keep young, they had to have that appetite. Now the society tells the man he can't do a goddamn thing. So he ran out of shit to do. He barely knows how to talk to himself. He can't even have a conversation with himself and say, "Self, what the fuck is you doing? What do we need to get this shit done." He don't know how to even talk to himself. Nevertheless, talk to a woman. Okay? My uncles and pops, they came from the era they knew how to talk the panties off of a woman. Men don't know how to do that anymore. So now he's going into day 1, day 3, month 4, year 5 with nothing. So that misery now, and this is just a requirement, whether you're married or not. For a woman, she could have one sexual partner, but she's required to have more sex. Because as she gets older, her sexual peak increases. A man's sexual peak changes, but it's required where he can have the same effect with a new piece of ass. A woman could actually be satisfied more than a man in comparison, not saying all, in comparison to a man, she can be satisfied with one good sexual partner, especially if it's a boyfriend or her husband. See the difference? The man, on the other hand, he may not have the same sexual peak. A lot of y'all are in relationships and y'all don't talk about this. He can't fuck you as much as you need to be fucked. Because as he's older now, he goes by the strength of new pussy. So new pussy gives him the same appetite you have for his dick that you just love or you love him. You feel me? So in order for him to have the same appetite, he has to be with multiple women. Now he's with you. It's another challenge. You want to get it cracking on a regular, and he can't back that up. So in respect of it, you outfuck him. Let's say you're 40 years, 45 years old, he's 50. Or let's keep it even. You're 45, he's 45. Let's say he's 50 and you're 50. You have a bigger sexual appetite than him than he would have for you. You could fuck him 3, 4 nuts. And then let's do it again. Let's do it again Wednesday, maybe Friday. You understand? He can do that shit when it's all new, but eventually it's gonna get old, and it gets old quick because he's older. If he was 18 and you were 21, yeah, it's different. He'll fuck it. That's all y'all gonna be doing is fucking. But he can't do that right now because his manhood is screwed up. He has an appetite he doesn't even understand has to be met, and he's not meeting it. So he's malnourished. And as a result, you're malnourished because now y'all living together, paying bills, going from day to day, dealing with this, dealing with that. But at the end of the day, in the bedroom, it's not all that. So now you have this cloud in the air that comes in there from everybody's bedroom, all in the fucking air. Everybody's from the goddamn projects to from the ghetto to projects all the way to fucking Beverly Hills. All right? All in the air. Because niggas ain't getting it cracking. And as a man, his misery is very, very, very contagious. Let me give you an example of just a light version of misery. I got a friend, right? He's so fucking miserable. Guess who told me that? And it's so funny because this is the worst. Who is the worst person that could tell you a man is miserable no matter what? This motherfucker could buy 10 cars, 20 stores, 10 mansions. You know who? His spouse, his wife. My boy's wife has me looking at him completely different. Because Halloween night, when the fam went home, quick story, we talked with him there, and somehow we got into the conversation of, she travels a lot. She's retired, beautiful young woman. She's retired early because she had a little medical issue, and she's getting some nice change every month, real good change. She don't even need him any fucking more. But that is the father of her child. That's her husband. She does love him, but he doesn't like to do what she likes to do at all. And he's confident in telling her that of how much of a loser he is. So she bought this house in Dominican Republic, had it built from the floor up. I'm talking in the middle of nowhere. Like we're watching the video cameras and shit in the house from the phone. Sick ass house. It's so sick. If this had been, 15 years ago, that would have been my vacation home, and I would have been getting cracking in there. Like, that's how serious this shit is. And we ain't even talking about dealing with women out there. Just bringing somebody out there. Like, this is the ultimate shit, but she's doing this in the wrong time. Follow me? Okay. Young woman, beautiful woman, old man. Now, my boy is 2 years younger than me, but he got the mind of a very old man. Let's just say that. And I grew up with the brother, but the brother, white boy. So white boys age like a motherfucker. This nigga's this nigga's energy is so bad. He became so complacent. I know for a fact she don't fuck him no more. And it's her choice. Because she said, and I quote, he doesn't allow me to do anything in the house as far as adding on anything. So that's why I purchased the house in DR. Just listen to where I'm going with this. Who Imagine a woman, your wife, you don't allow her to do anything in the house to build it, add on the second floor or whatever. And she goes and buys a house in her hometown, because that's where she's from. He's American. Just imagine that, right? Sick house, and she doesn't even know. She knows why, but now it's like she lives here and she doesn't live there. Even though she got family, but it's kind of a mess. So she's traveling to Paris in February. She literally told him that in front of me. She books trips now because all she got is time. And I said, well, why don't he go? He said he doesn't want to do nothing but water the grass. Now, she didn't say all he want to do is fuck me and we have a great sex life. She wouldn't have said that. Because even if it had been all he want to do is fuck, as she would have, that a woman could still complain about that. But she ain't complaining when a nigga giving them good loving, good sex. You see the difference? So she's going into this thing, and as much as she's trying to keep it personal, she's giving out personal information. You dig? So my boy confirms it. He's like, yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm like, what? So I looked at this house and I'm like, you don't even want to go to that? It's a nice, she got this big old house, big shit. $350,000 house out in DR, in this whatever this community was. It's a poor community. But this shit is like a $1.2 million crib. He's like, no, I have no interest. And the more he's talking, I'm like, yo, you're just giving her all the reason to fuck around, bro. Because you know what I mean? I didn't tell him that. I didn't want to get into that part, but I'm saying to myself. So she says, and this is what blew me away. This is what really did it. It did it for me. Probably ain't gonna do it for you, but it did it for me. Let me tell you what it did it for me. So he boils. He said, I just want a car and water my grass. He admits this on top of a car. She says, I don't care what car he has, he's still gonna be miserable. I'm looking at, we're in the backyard. They got this sick crib here in Staten Island. You know what I mean? On a hill, sick shit. She still says when I'm home, I'm depressed. I gotta go somewhere. I'm retired now, and I retired early. She's not even 40 years old yet. So she got the world in the palm of her hands. And she could afford to do it. So he's like, yeah, I just want some head every now and then. I'm like, oh, so they definitely ain't fucking. That's what he said to her. See how people put their shit out there and don't even realize it? So what blew me away is this part, like I said. She said he just bought a car, which he did. She said he got that convertible, that shit. She said he was good for one day. So what do you mean good for one day? She said he was happy for one day. He was miserable the next. Yo, let me tell you how crazy. It fucked me up and stayed on my mind since Hollywood, since Halloween. Like she was almost she, she was almost crying out for help, y'all. Listen, if you know how to read a woman, let's bring it back to the 90s. You know how a woman's calling, your body's calling. I ain't gonna say her body was calling for me. I'm just saying I was reading the fuck out of her without her even getting deep. Matter of fact, if he had took a walk, she would have told me more. Cause I guess she came to me because it's like, you know what? Who else am I gonna talk to this about? I talked to one of his best friends about his fucking loser, miserable ass friend. I love him, but he's miserable. She goes on these vacations because he's miserable. She bought the house because he's miserable. She bought the house in New York because he's miserable. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at this man, you know for a fact his sex life is dead. So now it made me connect. I'm like, oh, that's why this nigga's a Trump supporter. Now I know some dudes will be like, I'm a Trump supporter and I get pussy. We ain't talking about pussy. Anybody can get that. A John could get that. We talking about good sex. Good sex. You know, good sex will take you out of a miserable mindset, a mind state. Yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will. You know when they always tell you things could be worse, you had some bad shit happen and somebody tells you it could have been worse. You can't even see past that. Ah, fuck out of here. It's already worse. Yeah, because you're miserable. Let me tell you something. When you have that good loving in your life, you gonna always see shit as it could be worse. But when you a miserable motherfucker, everything is worse. Amen. Everything is bad. Everything bothers you. Everything pisses you off. So I had to go over to my man's house today because my daughter left her. He's like over. He's over like protective, so he didn't want my daughter eating all this candy because we did the we usually go to their house after we go to the block, and because he got like a cool block to do trick or treating and shit. So anyway, me, my wife, my daughter was there the other day, and he took he had to put the thing aside because he didn't want my daughter getting sick. Whatever, I'm crackers all. But anyway, I had to go back for the candy because I'm like, yo, that's still her shit. You know what I mean? So we left it there. So when I got back, when we were talking, I said we already come over there. We got into a conversation. I said, how's your boy so and so? Now I know this dude. This dude's a player. Now I'm you know what I mean? Player knows a player. You understand? I know this nigga's a player. Our language is different, you know what I mean? So he was married to this Asian woman. Now they're getting a divorce, I heard. And I remember a few years ago, he said he got out the game and he told her everything. And I'm like, whoa, now he's a dangerous nigga. Like, anyway, he's getting a divorce and the shit is looking pretty bad. He got like 3 kids from this woman. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, how's your bro doing? He like, oh no, he's good. He's getting a divorce. And I'm like, yeah, but she's trying to get him for everything. And I'm like, well, shit, who the fuck got caught? He said, I don't know. Now mind, he says he doesn't know. So I'm like, all right, well, he'll be good. He's working at this big dealership, nigga making like 300K a year or whatever. Yeah, niggas make big money at dealerships selling cars. So he goes, yeah, well, he was trying to change. I'm like, he can never change, brother. He's a player. She said, well, he talks to me. I'm like, listen, his conversation with me is gonna be different than you, bro. He said, well, he confides in me. Now, this is why I don't like going back and forth with who knows who. I'm like, let me explain something to you. I ain't gonna say my man's name. I'm like, listen, you the type of guy. If I cheated on my wife, I would never tell you that because you don't cheat on your wife. Meaning, like you your situation is a little different. You the type of guy that would throw it in the nigga's face if he cheat on his wife. I mean, men don't fuck with niggas like that. You know, there's two types of men. It's either a nigga that do it or a nigga that don't do it at all. So if a nigga don't do it at all, it's usually his wife is doing it. But I didn't want to get into all that shit. I just said, listen, let me explain something to you, bro. And he had to be quiet on this. I said, when I see that dude, I don't give a fuck if I send him a few customers because he works at a dealership, big dealership in Jersey, up in Inglewood, New Jersey. I ain't gonna say the name of the dealership, but anyway, big dealership. Anytime I send a nigga a female customer, even if it's once a year, first question he asks me, what she look like? Okay. All right. I said, he's not going to have that discussion with you, bro, because you're anti that. You're like the good guy. He's not going to have that discussion. I won't have that discussion with you. And I knew you all my life. I would never talk to you about no shit like that. Yeah, we look at other chicks and you may say, I want to do this and do that, but you're not. You know what I mean? So nobody's going to talk to you when they're uncomfortable because you're going to judge them and it ain't going to go right. You know what I mean? He better, his wife is the one you would talk about if it was some shit because the wife got a little bit of grime in her. So fast forward, I even noticed it now. So now that his wife put that out, she dropped a bomb with this little, she didn't even realize that the little bit that she gave me was probably crucial. Cause now I look at him different. Because now I understand. Now I'm like, oh, I get it. You could look at him. He's miserable. He walks miserable, has everything he needs and still wants more. That's miserable. 3, 4 cars, late model 2024, still miserable, came out of his wife's mouth. She said, I don't care as much as he loves car. I don't care what car he gets. He's going to be miserable. She didn't say not happy. She didn't say not satisfied. She said miserable. Do you know how that's that's the worst word you could call a man next to abusive? Miserable? The wife said that? And you tell me they got a good fuck life? No, they don't. Not at all. That's why she's bouncing around all over the fucking country. That's why she's always gone. Because she said he doesn't want to do nothing. All he wants to do is work or water the lawn or play with his cars. You know, he doesn't want to do nothing. Not with her. He doesn't want to do nothing. And I said, you know what? This is really starting to make some real good sense. You know, let me just bring this back to the time of, let's bring this outside of a marriage, outside of a current relationship. Let's just go back in the day. Let's go to the 90s. Let's go to early 2000, pre 9/11. Who remembers? Because I don't want y'all getting fucked up with your current shit, but this does have a lot to do with your current situation. Who remembers the time of having good old sex in those days and saying, God damn, and forgetting about everything? Who remembers not even paying attention to a cell phone because you probably never owned one at that time? Who remembers cutting the phone off? Who remembers the good old sex and not having a worry in the goddamn world? Who remembers that? I tell you this much, most people don't. That's how long ago it happened. And in some cases, it never did. Fast forward today, you accomplish more, you got this and got that, and you're miserable. Things is fucked up. The world is just crazy. Yeah, all that shit is fucked up because you got a horrible fucking sex life. Oh, my sex life is good. No, it's not. No way. No way. Because you're paying too much attention to how fucked up the world is. I bet you the election matters. I bet you're watching Fox News or CNN all day. You can't have a good love life with that. Even if you think you do, you don't. Maybe you're with the wrong person. Oh, yeah. So now, this indirect confession of his wife, I never seen something so powerful to the point where when I went to get the trick or treat candy for my daughter, and I'm over there looking at him. I'm like, yo, now I see it. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I gotta get up out of here. I can't stay here long. The misery was so intense. I can tell the way he walks. Now I see why his wife talked the way she talked on that Halloween night. Because now I'm on a normal day. It's just a regular day today. It's a Saturday. And I'm like, yo, I think I got it. Next time he even talks to me about, look at this girl, she passed away. I'm like, knock it off. You're not going to do shit to that. Don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to tell that fucking triple loyal man that tries to think he's better than everybody because he don't do this and that. Let him know, well, if it's all about that, why are you looking at another woman? You see what I mean? Sometimes you gotta listen, when you got friends that are quote unquote focused, encourage them to focus. That's all I'm saying. Don't try to be player now because you got a miserable site because maybe your wife fucking took off for the whole 2 weeks and now all of a sudden you want to look at ass and titties that pass by. Get the fuck out of here. You understand? Everything she let me just explain to you. With her saying as much as he loves cars, probably loves cars more than his daughter. Well, he loves his daughter more, but you know what I mean. When she says, I don't care what car he has, he's always going to be miserable. You don't understand how powerful that statement is. She made me understand him now within seconds. And now I understand every other miserable fucking bastard. Remember when you was a kid and you had a teacher that was a miserable fuck? Mean, just always you just and you had to put it together and said he probably ain't get broken off. Probably ain't get no good ass dick in a long time. Or the shitty male teacher. Probably ain't have no good pussy. He probably mad because all he doing is paying prostitutes, and that's not really doing a job. He needs some loving. You can't make love to a hooker. So I want you guys to really think about this. I don't want you sharing no information. Please don't comment on this. Just think about this yourself. Listen to me. Let me explain something to you. There is no stress reliever in this world. You could take pills, you could pop a fucking Xan, you could smoke weed, you could do all that shit. That shit may relax you, may give you euphoria. It's all temporary. Good sex is the best stress reliever on the fucking entire universe. Okay. Okay. Good sex. I challenge you to tell me if you could do better. You can't. Because you're gonna have to name a drug or a fuck. You're gonna have to name a drug or a fucking alcohol, which is chemical based, which doesn't count. I'm talking natural essence to the body. Whether you getting licked, whether you having penetration, whether you having a hug, a kiss, that's I'm talking about everything. You don't have a worry in the world. And that's why they call gay people gay, because they always fucking happy. Do you ever know a gay miserable fuck? I don't. Them gay niggas is happy as a motherfucker. Because they always fucking. I got a worker with me gay, right? He say he's bisexual. Nigga, you gay. This motherfucker stay in a happy mood. Only time he's sad is if somebody's passing away or this one's in the hospital, but he's never miserable. Never. Ask me why. Cause all them niggas do is fuck each other. That straight male, miserable. Single woman that's married, don't matter. Miserable is miserable. Well, there's some other things. No, there's not. There's only one thing, okay? You can't have a good sex life, a healthy, good sex life, and I mean a great popping, fuck good, a popping sex life, and you're miserable. You could probably still be sad every now and then because you're probably dealing with other personal issues. Not miserable. Misery, are you killing me? That's the misery zapper. That zaps misery completely out of your body and mind and soul. Zaps it out. Zaps it. If you can't challenge me, it's because you're not experiencing it. That's why. Okay? Wake up. Go to a party. Go to an event. And the next day, you're like, oh, it was cool. And the next 2, 3 days, it's like, ugh. Remember Whitney Houston's song, You Give Good Love, You Give Good Love to Me, baby. So good. Take this heart of mine into your hand. You give good love. When was that song written? 86? You see my point? Who the fuck's singing like that now? Songs that they talk about cater to fucking, not making love. This is a fucking era. Fucking, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna say fucking ain't good either, but it's not like making good loving. It's a big difference. It's a big difference making love. That's why times were better in the 80s and 90s and 60s and 70s. It was a because they were making love. Even when they were fucking, they were making love. Look at a movie from back in the day when a sex scene happens. They kiss, make love. Even if you're watching any of these things, old movies, that's all they did. Now everything is porn. It's a system. You watch porn, you look at that, you say, I want to do that, and you put that in your mindset. And guess what? Even when you do it, it's never enough. It's never enough. But if you could put your mindset into some good ass loving, oh, forget it. No enhancements, no damn drugs, no alcohol, no Pornhub movies, all natural. Good sex is the best stress reliever. It will relieve it instantly. You know what you got. You know what it does for you. Y'all got so much of stress now, you don't even know who the fuck to turn to. Well, Nate, I had sex with this guy the other day. I still don't feel any different. Of course you don't feel any goddamn different. You just fucked him. You ain't had no good loving. He didn't take care of your body. He did. What did he do? Put some baby oil in there and spank you? Okay, you've got fucked. That's a big difference. Big difference than somebody taming your body. You made love, goddamn. We was in that hotel for 8 goddamn hours. And I enjoyed every bit of it. The naps, the sex, the love. Damn, we had sex. Nigga, I didn't even pick up my phone. I turned it. You understand what I'm saying? Tell me you dealt with something like that and tell me who gonna be miserable the next day. Nobody gonna be miserable with no fucking life like that. But when that nigga fucking that prostitute and he paid her $500 for 20 minutes of sex, he's still gonna be miserable. Because the needs wasn't met. He just got off. That'll do a little something, but it ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last. Y'all going to a party. This one's having. What's the point of going to a party in 25? For what? You ain't dancing the night away. You remember the songs they sing back in the day? Everything was about dancing, 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 dancing machine. Everything was about dancing and moving. Look at Soul Train. Look at the Soul Train in the 70s and 80s. They was bouncing all around. Right. Nobody does that anymore. You're not going to a party, you're going to a shit show. It's not a party. No, yeah, you probably have a couple of songs that's your favorite songs. You like, yeah, the DJ's off the hook. Who give a fuck about the DJ? Tell me who's dancing all night in 2024, 25. Nobody. That's why you feel like shit the next day. Oh fuck! I paid $100 for this party. I got this outfit, spent all this money, got drunk, feel like shit. Damn it! You know what? I guess we'll do the same boring shit next year again. Ain't nothing else to do, right? Because you dancing. It's brutal out here, y'all. It's brutal, and you got to admit it to yourself and say, "Oh shit, whoa." Maybe this does make sense. Maybe this is the problem. It is the problem. Okay. That's why nothing matters. That's why everything that you buy, it ain't no big deal. God damn it. When I looked at it in the damn fucking internet, it looked good. Now that it's here, it don't even mean shit to me. Right. It never will. Because you're miserable. It's hard to get good loving these days. Women now want relationships and rings and shit. So they don't even understand. You even gotta have all that to do that. But how do they know? How do they know if a nigga gonna be that legit to get that experience? All he doing is wanting her to eat his ass, and he want to eat her ass. I mean, come on now. Who? I mean, hey, ain't no stress relieving in that. The true level of your body, the true level of stress relieving your body got to be tamed. Every bit of it. We don't mean tame eating each other's shit box. Okay, okay, that's crazy. I don't care what woman you know. I never met a woman that said I like getting my ass licked. Never. I've never met a woman that likes that. He gotta lick my ass. She may say he gotta eat it, but he ain't gotta. That the butthole's a little on that because she got a pussy. She rather have the ass. She rather have that pussy lick. Now she may take it up the ass a few times or whatever if that's her little thing. But again, getting it licked. What's the point? I've never even talked to one of my homegirls. Damn, this nigga licked my ass so good, I feel great. I never heard that. We may take a shit and it feel great, but I've never heard a woman ever tell me, God damn, this nigga licked my ass so good. Shit, I felt like shit. The best thing to feel good if you got to come out your butt is doo doo. So how the fuck can that equate? But again, we're all screwed up now. The game is all messed up. And I say this in a very strong way. Maybe you're miserable. You start seeing niggas, yo, fuck that, yo, the Democrats are doing this. That's all misery, man. That's all misery. I don't know, Nate. The people I know, they're all rich. That don't mean shit. You heard Diddy. He was miserable and he was a billionaire. He was so miserable, he fucked his whole life up. Raped niggas, beat the shit out of the girls he was with, did all this raping. Come on now. Come on now. All them guys, all them fucking niggas, they locking up all them big time millionaires. Them niggas are miserable. They don't have a healthy sex life. It's a whole different. Don't get it fucked up because you seeing it healthy. The average man ain't even living like a modern day porn star. How about that for starters? The average man is not living like a modern day porn star. You seen a nigga in porn, he fucking 7, 8 girls at one time and 3 women and then threesomes with and foursomes with just him and 4 girls. That's not an average guy. It's a whole entire different. And even him, he needs loving. Even after all that fucking, there's gotta be somebody he's into. Cause that wears off too. It's better than nothing. It still will make a nigga feel fucking barbaric, but it ain't gonna be like feeling like King Kong. You fuck a couple of girls, you're gonna feel barbaric, but goddamn to feel like King Kong, goddamn. This whether this is the woman that did it for me or the woman I'm with. That's a whole different. My boy, look at my boy. My boy's a swinger. All he do, fuck this, fuck that, but he's miserable. Cause he don't have no loving. All he do is fuck prostitutes and whores. That's a quick fix. That don't last. A day or two, he good, but shit, then he's back to the whole thing because he don't have a girlfriend. He don't have a woman. He don't have a sexual partner that this is what they do. They go out, they have a good time, they spend time, and they have an awesome fucking sexual experience. Even him. And out of all my niggas, he's the only one I gotta give credit to that's even doing it, but he ain't really doing it because he can't get another half. I'm telling you. So when the stress is, they just had a hurricane out there. Yeah, what he gonna do? Fuck one of them little damn whores? But believe me when I tell you, if he got good loving in his life, believe me, that hurricane situation, only thing he mad about is yeah, I probably got a little couple insurance claims, but shit it ain't wipe away my girl. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, we still was fucking in here with the lights out because there was no electricity. Trust me, you look at things different when you have that. Believe me, the human interaction is a dub right now. Believe me, niggas is lacking. Okay? And our films and music is a proof. They're not putting they're not encouraged. You gotta watch old school flicks to see what I'm talking about. And tell me the difference. When niggas was max, niggas was fly, niggas was in control. Niggas wasn't bitching over a woman and crying. And now everybody bitching because niggas ain't getting it off. The woman is confused because they're like, I don't know why they acting like this. I do. My homeboy's wife confirmed it. And she didn't even realize what she did. She made my research easier. You have no idea what she did talking to me Halloween night. That shit really fucked me up. Especially when I seen him today. I looked at him as a piece of garbage. I look at that as most men, but I really looked at him as fucked up because I'm like, yo, dude. Oh shit. And guess where she was at? Sleeping in the middle of the day. You know why? Because she's depressed. She's with him. What is he gonna do today? Water the fucking grass, clean a car or two? He ain't gonna want to do shit. You know what I mean? Now he been with all these years. He definitely don't want to touch her as much as he used to. He already told me she don't suck his dick on no more and all that. So what's he? He ain't living. He ain't doing shit. He don't even want to go to the country she be going to. She be going to all these different countries. I mean, fuck passport, bro. She be going. She be getting it in. She be going all over the place, even in the States. He don't even go with her. So good luck on that. I'm telling you, shout out to Salam. So even me as a man, you got to look at that and say, wow, you know, that means everybody's body's calling. It is. Because most people ain't getting it. Most people are not getting it. Most. The majority are not. Well, my other couples, they doing this and doing that. Again, most. If you know somebody, you don't know a whole bunch. Okay? And if you think you know a whole bunch, they're lying. That's bullshit. Don't look at the Instagram photos. Fuck Facebook. All that shit is garbage. Okay? Don't believe none of that shit. The real deal is the real deal. They know it. Okay. The only way you're gonna read it is look around. Look at the misery level of people. Look at the meanness. Look how people they do it. I just come from work and I don't want to go no. My boy told me his kid's mother now. Oh, she don't even hang out. She just come home and kind of. I'm like, either she has them believing that, or maybe she's just bored out of her fucking mind. One of my homegirls just went to Norway for 2 weeks and now she wants to move over there. She obviously has a miserable fucking sex life. I call it a love life. You understand? So I'm just giving you all the points. Wake up, spice that shit up, spice yourself up, and start off by admitting to yourself, I think I'm miserable. Say it to yourself. Look in the mirror and say, am I miserable or sad? Nate said it's a difference. You fucking right, it's a difference. Because to be sad, you could be happy with any goddamn thing. Because sadness could be temporary. But fucking misery is a state of mind. You could be like that for the rest of your life if you don't fix it. You understand? It ain't easy getting out that shit because you probably try. That's why you buy this. I buy that. I got this, got that. That shit don't mean nothing. Look at hoarders. You become a modern day hoarder. It's just your place probably a little neater. You don't need all the shit you got. You don't need all the cars you got. You don't need all the motorcycles you got. None of that shit means nothing. It means something when you go into that Victoria's Secret, you keep buying pretty panties and bras because you using them shits every fucking night because you and this nigga's getting it cracking. I'm going to say this, and let me just slip this in there. If everybody in this world as an adult was getting it cracking the proper way, it'll be a happier world. Okay? We don't dance no more. We don't fuck no more. Okay? We we fuck, but we're not fucking. You know what I mean? You get it? Everything was about loving, loving, loving. You give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to when a woman says give it to me, well, give it. It. They don't mean your dick. Give it, nigga. Goddamn, make me fucking tame my body. Make me feel good. Make me come. Make me fucking have an orgasm. Give it to me. We know what the fuck that means. Right, man? When you inside that woman, you hitting it up and she says, give it to me, give it to me. You keep giving it to her. You don't bust a nut off and disappoint her. Some of y'all do. She said, give it to me. Now you bust off. She like, God damn, nigga. God damn. Now she gonna be miserable for the rest of the fucking week because she ain't get it off. But once she says, give it to me, and she responds later with, yes, 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 baby, that's it. That's it. Oh God, yes. Okay, you think she gonna be miserable when y'all stop fucking? Hell no. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Shannon. No, he's not ashamed to be with her. No, 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 no. No, he's not ashamed to be with her. He's used to her. No, he ain't ashamed to be with her. No, no, no. He ain't ashamed to be with her. He's just miserable. They just don't have a good love life. You know what I mean? Most men are ashamed to be with. You know what I mean? Because believe me, with a woman, somebody always want to fuck your woman. That's what guys got to realize. You, whatever you ashamed with is going to be somebody else's treasure. Now, a man is a little different. Okay, when a woman's ashamed of being with a man, in most cases, the average woman going to be ashamed of being with his ugly ass. You know, because niggas when they get old, they look terrible. An older woman still got a pussy. There's a difference. It's a big, big, big difference. Like a man can't pride himself. Just listen to me. Every woman in my past that had a man that was ashamed or didn't want to be around her, I never had a fucking problem with her, fat or skinny. Matter of fact, the pussy was better that way because he didn't appreciate her. But, you know, he got to go out there and work a lot harder. She doesn't. Big difference. Look, I'm a man. I'm telling you, the average state of men in my age group look like dog shit on average. Men in my age group smell like shit, look like shit. I mean, where's he going? He got to get what he can. You see what I mean? It's a big difference. Sexless marriage is a reality right now. Half the time they ain't even sleeping. I'm telling you now, that's a fact, Salon. That's a fact. But don't let me mean no damn. Listen, even with me, if I ever had a state of mind to say I was ashamed to be who I was with, that's all the reasons. That's the only time a girl could cheat on me and I deserve it. I don't think no man should allow that mindset in his mind ever. Because once he gets that fucking comfortable, trust me, he's fucked. But in my boy's case, it ain't that he ashamed, he's just complacent. He's complacent with watering the grass in his cars. And she said that she's still miserable. So that means her pussy is worthless to him. You understand? He said, "Well, you would have get a first place, get a guy." Nah, I wouldn't say that. You can still, you said you get a goddamn divorce. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Notice how I didn't say that. Nah, I would never tell nobody to just go get a divorce like that. Nah, you can work that because you can fix it. You can fix that shit. You can fix a relationship. You can fix you know what I mean? What you can't fix is trying to make a motherfucking stranger attracted to you. That's the problem with a lot of the men. You know, you can't fix that. I wouldn't fuck with that. If it ain't no connection, we ain't fucking. If we had a deal on the table and you didn't back up the deal, we ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? Whether you're attracted or not, if it ain't popping, it ain't popping. I ain't going no further than that. But marriage, no, I would never tell nobody to go get a divorce because their love life got a little fucked up. I would tell them to work on that first. Seriously, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I wouldn't tell them to get a divorce. Shout out to Salon. Shout out to DJ Chocolate. Salon said, but he ain't got the balls to do it, so he just gonna stay miserable. Nah, it's not that. It's listen, when you're in a miserable state, yo, that's like being trapped inside of a car with no lock. You understand? You don't you just can't get out of misery because it sounds good. No, that doesn't go that way. It's just that the therapist ain't telling y'all the deal. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. It sounds good, but you know what I mean. It's not that he don't have the balls to go. Nah, that's corny. I would never tell a nigga to go divorce his wife because they got issues. I wouldn't do that. That's not cool. It's not that serious. What's serious is that we have a mind state, and a lot of people are in it. And they just don't know what the fuck to do. You get intrigued or you get misled because you see all the riches and nice cars, G classes. That shit don't mean nothing. Trust me. Husband may fuck every now and then. She probably suck his dick too, but her shit ain't being met. Trust me. He bored because he been with her for so long, so he's complacent. She don't think she's worthy. Yeah, they fuck every now and then, but they're not really making good love. And that's why they connected to misery. I'm telling you, everything you look at a miserable adult, trust me, connected to their sex life. Trust me. They don't know. He doesn't know it. She probably doesn't know. But for me, listening to them, I know. You understand? Yeah. I would never tell a man to do. I wouldn't tell a woman to do that. You know? You know. There's some things I would probably tell a man and woman to do that ain't right on a level of just to prove to them to let them know it could be fixed. Let's just put it that way. It could be fixed. I already said how it can be fixed. Okay. Is sex everything? Yeah, it is. You're fucking right, it is. For a miserable person, it's everything. Miserable, angry motherfuckers is not getting they needs the met. That's what's happening. That's why they're miserable. So if you figure like this, if it's the ultimate only best stress reliever, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a back pain and that shit's killing you and they're telling you surgery is the answer, and you get this surgery, you don't have no more back pain, right? So surgery was the answer. Surgery is not the answer to a miserable motherfucking state of mind where a person just has the disease of wanting more and they keep doing this and they're still not happy when they get things and the novelty wears off and the allure wears off quick. That's a miserable state of mind. That person, trust me when I tell you, is connected to their sexual life. Believe me. Some of these motherfuckers need a tongue in their throat for a few hours. Just making love and being inside of a woman. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah. Said therapy ain't the answer. Therapist will tell you what you want to hear. Well, therapy could be the answer if they talking like me. You know what I mean? They gotta, I'm not a therapist, but if there's a therapist that keeps it a buck like me and they could break it down, oh yeah, it is the answer. If you're just generally looking for therapy, well, they're trained not to tell you everything, you know what I mean? And they can't tell you stuff like get a divorce, leave him. They're not supposed to say certain things. If they're able to do what I do, then they'll be fine. Trust me. You want to learn a woman, you want to learn a man, you want to know if a woman's body's calling you want to know if a woman's attracted to you, if a woman's feeling you. Trust me, get in tune to know nobody's getting it cracking like that. Right? Just say that. even though there's still people that are. But just say to yourself, and then you start realizing you read people differently. I'm telling you, my man's wife looked me dead in my fucking face and told me he can have a new car. He'll be miserable in it after one day. I'm telling you. You could probably look at it and say, well, Nate, what else did she say? I'm like, that's all she needed to say. Because if they had a good sex life, a ultimate sex life, a healthy sex life, she would have never said that. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have been pushing me to get the fuck out the house because they got business to take care of. They didn't. She ain't want me to leave. You understand? Shout out to Miss Jefferson. Greetings, Nate. Did you see Kevin Hart confession about having ED using gas station sex pills and he went through his wife's porn searches and seen that she was attracted to tall men? Wow. Is that his latest special? Oh, wow. See what I mean? See what I mean? I think I was jiving, right? You see what I mean? Don't get confused with that celebrity shit. Don't get confused with all. And Kevin Hart probably got Ferraris out of his ass. It don't mean a fucking thing. He can't even. His sex life was bad with his wife. I thank God I never took none of them gas station. I never took anything, So I don't know what the future holds, but to this date, I never took nothing in my whole fucking entire life. And them gas station pills, man, shit. I don't get how people take chances like that. And he went through his wife's porn searches. So now listen to all the different levels of problems here. Kevin's Hart confession. Why would he do that? Right? Having ED. Okay, ED. And this nigga's in good physical shape. Didn't mean shit. Right? Because it wasn't the shape, it was inside of the insides, right? My father used to always say it's not the outsides, the insides, right? So because his insides are fucked up because he was using gas station sex pills. He went through his wife's jealousy. He went through his wife's jealousy, insecurity, wife's porn searches, and seen that she was attracted to tall men. And he's a midget. He's all fucked up. Wow. What a fucking loser. Wow. See what I mean? Salam says it goes to show you materialistic things don't make you happy. No. Nope. Listen, it can make you happy, but happy is not long term. Joy is long term. You understand? The true meaning of happiness is not long term. Long term is joy. The one thing in your life you don't want to be miserable because you'll never be able to enjoy joy. You'll never be able to even have happiness. You won't be able to endure it because you have misery. It's gonna reject it. Even when you have it, you're not gonna know you got it. You understand? Nate, she said she heard him because he was searching. It hurt him because his wife was searching tall men fixing things and changing light bulbs, not just big cocks. She just wanted to see tall men reach high places. Wow. It broke that little dwarf's heart. Wow. You know what? Now listen, I do respect the fact that he shared it only because I could prove to y'all. I told you what I told you. But if you seen him walking up the red carpet, you're gonna be like, yo, that nigga Kevin Hart's chilling, beautiful wife. And yeah, yeah, yeah. But this is what goes on behind closed doors. I'm telling you. And Kevin Hart got a lot of problems. I could tell when he interviews people because he interviews a lot of depressed people, celebrities, and he always tries to connect. You ever see somebody ask you a question because they're going through it? That's what Kevin Hart does a lot. That's why he got that podcast. Wow, that really he's 45 years old dealing with that? Man. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I probably get depressed in every now and then, if there's any level of depression, is my appetite, knowing I can't do certain things as far as like I can't violate. You understand? That's a struggle. I struggle with that. And that's my confession. Yeah, I do. As a man, I struggle with that because I'm like, oh shit, can't do that no more. Fuck, oh man, damn. That's a motherfucker for me. Yeah. My biggest fear, not biggest, one of my fears is walking with my wife and some bitch that I fucked with because I played myself. And now she's, oh, this is your wife and get the fuck out of here, nigga. You wasn't saying that when you was fucking me. Like, and just my wife hearing that, oh my God. And knowing that I did it, it's one thing if I ain't do it, but you know what I mean? I can't deal with that. I really have a problem with that. I really struggle with that. So I wouldn't put in that position. So my doggish mind, listen, there's a lot of shit I just can't do no more. Let's just keep it there. And I mean, I can't do because I can't do it. I can't do it because it's just like, fuck, it's just, nah, it's a violation there. I can't do that. You understand? That's my hunger. Word. 45 years old. Reason he got ED or any man on the pill rely on pills for hard. Well, ED is caused from a lot of things. I mean, Kevin Hart is miserable. You can have ED from being miserable. You didn't know that? Oh yeah. Remember, ED is a mental thing, man. That's mental. If you're 45 years old and you go into the gym like Kevin Hart, let's just say, how the fuck he got ED? Because he's miserable. He's a miserable fucking midget. That nigga's so miserable, it caused ED. Let's not forget that now. Remember, your mind, your mindset is everything. You know, if a person's in a state of depression, you're not gonna just get your dick up on everybody, right? So if a man is miserable, he's gonna have issues. He's gonna have issues one way or another, no question about it. Because again, he has to come out of that state of misery, but ED is reversible. You can fix that. Yeah, hell yeah. If a woman, see, you got to remember, if a woman is miserable, she don't have a dick, so it's different with her. Her shit's internal. You know what I mean? Him, if it don't stand up, that's it. A miserable dude beating off the porn all the time, he he's gonna have ED when he gets with a real woman. Kevin Hart probably watched a lot of porn. Trust me, he ain't telling you all the truth. ED comes from porn. Also, you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit. ED is multiple things. It's mental, but it's also a depriving of physical. You could get ED from drinking a whole bunch of alcohol. Brown alcohol. Alcohol is bad for your fucking liver. You could get ED from being a drinker, a cigarette, all types of shit. And the older a nigga is, yeah, I'm telling you, the older a man is, the more it shows. Because what age shows with a man is what he hasn't been doing. So be very careful with that. Number one, a man's not going to admit that. He's never going to tell you that. If your husband is depressed, he has ED. He's going through something. So he can't fuck you the right way. You know what I mean? But again, you can fix that. In most cases, you can fix ED. No question about it. With good sex. Yeah, that's right. So like you said, Nate, some of these celebrities be airing out their business because they seeking help. Listen, my that's why I said it was a good thing he did that part. I give him that. Listen, if my man's wife was talking to me like that, trust me, if he wasn't there, it would have went deeper. Because first of all, I would have said, how's your love life? And she would have fucking moved around and squirmed and be like, it's okay, you know. If he don't want to do shit, he don't want to do shit. Okay? Believe me. Every man been there. Okay. Every man been depressed. Every man been neglected his woman or wife, or they went through a stage. Yeah, you know what I mean? Especially if he was in a game, a nigga that was out there, forget it. Some women don't understand. If a nigga is used to fucking mad woman and he stops, in most cases he probably won't fuck his wife no more because he ain't fucking nobody else. So he ain't getting no action. You could get ED from not having sex. There's so many different ways, man. Tell you. So next we need to talk about ED. So y'all can know what causes that shit. All right. A lot of niggas may get embarrassed, but fuck it. Just remember, it can be fixed. It is reversible. That shit can get treated in a lot of ways, and in more natural ways than some. You know the best Viagra for a man is new pussy. So I'm letting you know that shit can get treated. New pussy. You want me to keep it a stack with you with Kevin Hart? If Kevin Hart is doing all that with his wife because he had a cheating, remember he had a scandal before. Trust me when I tell you, what's probably fucking up Kevin Hart is because he used to fucking so many different girls and he probably stopped. That can cause ED. Absolutely. He has a sexual appetite that's not being met anymore. That can cause erectile dysfunction. So I think we need to talk about that. Hold on. I love Miss Jefferson's questions. As a woman, would your friend's wife be wrong if she got a younger boyfriend? She got needs? Nope, she would not be wrong. And morally, yes. You know what I mean? It's immoral with the things that go through my mind. And morally, yes, but totally, totally understandable. Cause my boy, he don't like to go to that gym. He don't like to do shit. He's just he's just a miserable fuck physically and mentally off. I'm telling you, if I could just show y'all this nigga from I couldn't tell you, I can't show you. If I could show you from his face blocked out, you could see it. Even him as a couple is a mismatch. He's an old, out of shape looking male, and she's a nice looking Hispanic woman. She got a nice body on her. She's young. And she got this boring fucking complaining bitch. She's always bitching. He is yo. I like I almost said her name. Thank you for talking to me the other day. She opened up a whole different window now, cause now even me, I said, oh shit. It made me see things on an updated level with people. Like, yeah, I get it, man and woman. Miserable. So nah, she wouldn't be. Nope. And to keep her marriage alive, what else is she gonna do? Just stick it out with this nigga for the next 50 years? Shit, fuck that. She got needs. That's why. That's why she said, I go on trips because he doesn't want to do nothing. What is that telling you? Then he gonna slip in and say, yeah, like, occasionally I want my dick sucked. And I'm like, wow, right? You know how white boys are. They just go, but I said, shit, this nigga telling me that in front of her. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if I was that type of nigga. Once again, everything with me is lights out, lights out, lights out. So that puts me in my zone. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm perfect either. But one thing for sure, every little move I used to make years ago, I think before I leap now. So that's been a bitch. Ain't no joke. That transformation is no fucking joke. But yeah, we're gonna talk about erectile dysfunction next. How does it cause, and how good old pussy can take you out of that shit, especially new pussy. It'll get you. But you gotta stop doing what's causing it. If you're miserable and you got ED, just remember another month or two, you're gonna have to prepare yourself, get involved, because you're gonna come out of that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. Hope I answered every question you have here. Any more questions? Miss Jeffers is the only woman asking questions here. You know what I mean? And she represents because she fine as a motherfucker. So you want to hear her questions. But yeah, you know, listen. If a woman does that, I don't look at her any less. She steps out on a nigga and get a younger dude, which got the stamina to handle that shit. Yeah, I totally get it. I do. I totally get that shit. That's what I'm gonna do, Salam. I'm gonna promote it now. Literally, when I get off the phone, we're going. I may do it tomorrow. I may do it Monday, but I'm gonna put the title out now so y'all get prepared. You know what I'm saying, Salam? ED is a big thing. Why he won't talk to you? Why he won't talk to you about it? He just gonna make excuses. You look in there, damn, maybe I should get my butt done. Maybe I should lose weight. It got nothing to do with you. He got himself there. Got nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's just hope you could take him out of that shit. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but it can be fixed. But he got himself there. Okay? No fucking action causes ED. Stress causes ED. You don't have a dick, so you don't get ED. You don't have erection. You don't get an erection. You understand? So all right, so I'm gonna put that out there. Much love to you. Shout out to Salam. Shout out to DJ Chaka Sal. Shout out to Miss Jefferson. Always involved, and I appreciate y'all. So, all right. So next topic. All right. Peace. The class is dismissed. Peace.